Okay, so get this. You sent us this YouTube video, and it's this guy, Alex Hormozi.
Hmm.
And he says he made more money in a year than like all these CEOs combined.
Really?
Yeah, like McDonald's, IKEA, Ford, Motorola, Yahoo, all combined. So we're doing a deep dive into his secrets
Okay.
to making money and building wealth.
Sounds interesting.
It is. He really focuses on this idea of leverage.
Okay.
And also he talks about like a woman in a red dress.
What?
It's an analogy. Just trust me.
All right. I'm intrigued.
So this guy, he's challenging like the whole hustle harder thing, you know?
Yeah.
He's saying it's not about working more.
Right. More about the impact of your actions.
Exactly. He actually like redefines work
Oh, really? How's it?
instead of how many hours you work.
Yeah.
He says it's about the impact of what you do.
Interesting.
Like he uses Warren Buffett as an example.
Okay.
Buffett makes more from Coca-Cola than the CEO.
I mean, that makes sense.
Right.
Right.
And Buffett doesn't actually do anything at Coca-Cola.
Not day to day, at least.
So it's like you can work less but have more impact.
And that's where the leverage comes in.
Exactly. Leverage is like the key to breaking free from that whole...
Dollars per hour.
Yes. Trading time for money.
Yeah.
You're always stuck.
Yeah. You feel trapped.
And he has all these visuals, like weightlifting.
Oh, okay.
He shows a little bit of leverage,
Uh-huh.
can give you huge gains.
Makes sense.
So like a salesperson making calls,
Classic example.
2 salespeople, one's more skilled, they get more out of the same calls,
Sure.
but then add another layer, someone with an auto dialer,
Oh, even more calls.
they're talking more maximizing that time.
Right. Using tools to your advantage.
It's like a salesperson with a killer list of leads
Oh, yeah.
or knows the perfect time to call. Like it all adds up.
So working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And then he goes even further.
Oh, I got it here.
The salesperson who makes 0 calls.
Wait, what?
They have a team of 15 people doing it.
Oh, wow.
That's leverage.
That's next level.
Building a system that works for you even when you're not working.
I like it.
But here's where things get interesting.
Okay.
He says chasing new stuff.
Like new trends, new ideas.
Yeah, all that can actually make you poorer.
Really.
Yeah, and I think this is perfect for our listeners, you know?
The learners.
Yes. We love new info, but sometimes
It's too much.
information overload, you get distracted,
You never master anything.
and he breaks it down into like 5 pitfalls.
Okay, I'm ready.
The first one is uninformed optimism.
Like jumping into something new without knowing the challenges.
Exactly. You see someone's success and think it's easy.
Grass is always greener.
Right. Then you hit reality and it's informed pessimism.
Oh, okay.
You realize it's not so easy.
And you either give up or move on to the next thing.
The cycle continues. He tells this story about his friend, a construction buddy,
Okay.
doing like roofing, contracting, house flipping.
All at once.
Yeah, and not even making that much money.
Spreading himself too thin.
Hormozi says he could have had $1 billion business
If he focuses...
on just one thing.
Makes you think.
Like the richest self-made woman in America
Yeah.
build her empire on roofing.
Roofing.
Not exactly glamorous.
No, not really.
Shows you success isn't always about the trendy stuff.
True. Find something and become the best at it.
Then he has this thought experiment.
Okay.
He calls it the magic wand.
I like it already.
Imagine you could eliminate all your side projects.
Everything.
Just focus on one thing.
Oh, wow.
How much easier would it be to grow that one thing?
That's a great point. We create our own obstacles.
Right. We have all these excuses.
Deep down, we know what to focus on.
Fear and distraction.
Get in the way.
Then there's half-built bridges.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Starting projects, but never finishing.
Yeah, you get distracted or lose motivation.
Or convince yourself something else is more important.
You're addicted to the start.
That new excitement. Then you get bored.
On to the next one.
And finally, the woman in the red dress.
This is the analogy you were talking about.
Yeah, the ultimate distraction.
Like the shiny object that pulls you away.
She's alluring and exciting,
A
but...
detour on the road to success.
And the more successful you get,
More distractions pop up.
more opportunities, more requests for your time.
Harder to stay focused.
Even Hormozi himself got distracted.
Really?
He had a successful business, but then,
He started something new.
yeah, a supplement company.
Yes, it backfired.
It was a strategic mistake.
Hmm.
He says you have to build your no muscle,
Saying no to distractions.
even when they sound good.
It's a skill like anything else.
You start small and get better at it.
So you free up space to say yes to the right thing.
Exactly. So how do you resist that woman in the red dress?
Good question.
He says start acting like the person who can resist.
Even if it feels fake at first.
Your actions will change your thoughts,
Interesting. Aligning your actions with your goals.
and the feelings will follow.
Take action. Create momentum.
Okay, so New distractions kill leverage,
You're stuck trading time for money,
but focus multiplies it.
leading to growth.
So how do we achieve that focus?
Yeah, how we get there.
He says focus on better, not new.
Improving what you already have.
Yeah, make your existing stuff more effective.
Greater returns.
But he calls this the boring side of entrepreneurship.
I could see that.
Like starting a new business that's exciting,
It's glamorous.
but refining your sales script,
Or your website,
that's not so sexy.
but it's important.
It can have a huge impact, though.
Embrace the boring.
And he does this live demonstration.
Oh, cool.
He tries to sell a book to his audience.
Okay.
Starts with a simple offer, then increases the value.
Clever.
So he starts at like $1,000 for the book.
$1,000.
And people were willing to pay it.
Wow.
But then he adds bonuses,
Like what?
an autograph, a consultation access to his network.
Oh, wow.
Each thing makes it more valuable.
So he's showing leverage in action.
Exactly. He even offers to feature the buyer on his YouTube channel.
Which has millions of subscribers.
So now that $1,000 seems like a steal,
He's a master at this.
by the end, everyone wants the book.
He turned a simple product into something amazing.
That's leverage. Do less, but do it better.
Powerful stuff.
Get more value from everything you do.
That's how you win.
And that's not just for business.
It applies to everything.
It makes you think, how can you use leverage in your relationships?
Or your health.
It's something to think about.
So much to think about.
Hmm.
But like, how do we even find those boring tasks?
The ones that'll have the biggest impact.
Yeah. Where do we start?
He actually has a solution for that. Become your own coach.
Your own coach?
Yeah. He says, ask yourself, if I were coaching myself, what would I tell myself to do?
That's interesting. When you coach someone else,
You're more objective.
yeah, you can see things they miss.
You give advice you wouldn't even take yourself
Like, you see the path more clearly.
when you're not the one on it.
Exactly.
And plus, you know yourself better than anyone.
You've been through it all.
All the experience, the good, the bad. You have the data.
So you're saying step outside yourself.
Imagine you're coaching someone else.
With the same challenges.
What would you tell them?
That's good advice.
It's like tricking your brain into being honest,
Because we all have those moments.
where you think, that doesn't apply to me.
My situation is different.
It's your ego talking.
We're all special snowflakes.
But success principles are universal.
What works for one usually works for others.
He actually talks about how he went from distracted to focused.
He wasn't always like this.
No, he was running 9 companies at once.
9.
None of them were doing that great.
Too much to handle.
He was spread way too thin.
Easy to fall into that trap.
You get excited by all the possibilities.
But it leads to burnout.
He consolidated down to just one venture.
And that's when things changed.
That's when he saw explosive
The
growth.
power of focus.
Went from barely surviving to making millions.
Within a year,
He says it becomes unreasonable to fail.
when you're that dedicated.
Like the universe helps you out.
It's like building a solid foundation.
Most people take shortcuts.
And their structure collapses.
They focus on decorations before the roof is even on.
Worry about marketing before the product is good.
It's like a restaurant with bad food but great advertising.
People might come once, but they won't be back.
And they'll tell their friends.
Word of mouth is everything.
That's why so many entrepreneurs struggle.
They prioritize speed over quality.
Want to get to market fast.
But they sacrifice the long term.
He talks about the difference between small and large businesses.
Oh, interesting.
Small businesses are all over the place.
Chasing every opportunity.
Reacting instead of being proactive.
Large businesses are different.
They pick a direction and go.
They understand focus.
It's not that they do more.
It's that they do less but better.
They've mastered leverage.
They focus on what matters.
So how do we do this boring but better thing?
What does it look like?
He gives some examples like split testing your landing pages
Regularly.
weekly, not just once,
Okay.
or role playing with your sales team daily,
Instead of just during training.
or taking more interviews for the same role.
To find the best candidate.
Make your lead magnet, offer your customer service
Everything.
just a little bit better each day.
Constant improvement.
It's all the behind the scenes stuff.
That no one wants to do.
They want the quick wins.
But the magic happens in the grind.
He challenges you to do the unsexy things.
The things you know you should do.
That's what separates the winners.
He says focus on improving what you're already doing.
And you'll achieve more than you can imagine.
Trust the process.
He tells the story about a client who lost everything.
Oh, wow.
Hormozi told him to focus on consistent action.
Regardless of the results.
That's a tough mindset.
Detached from the outcome.
And this client ended up exceeding his goals.
By focusing on the process.
It's like fall in love with the journey.
Not just the destination.
find joy in the work itself.
He says our work works on us.
More than we work on it.
It shapes who we are,
Our character.
our mindset.
It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And he talks about good products versus great products.
What's the difference?
A great product might take 20 times more work.
But the results are bigger.
1,000 times bigger.
It's that extra effort,
That makes all the difference.
going above and beyond.
He ends with this quote, "An opportunity is missed by most because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work."
That's so true. We look for the easy path,
But real success takes work dedication.
embracing the grind.
It's not always fun, but it's worth it. We're always looking for that easy button, aren't we?
The quick fix, the magic solution.
But it's the hard work, the unsexy stuff.
That really makes a difference.
So let's recap. What are the big takeaways here?
From all this leverage talk.
Yeah. What can our listeners actually use?
Well, first, I think it's redefining work.
Not just hours, but impact.
Exactly.
And then there's leverage.
Finding ways to multiply your
So
efforts.
systems, skills, partnerships.
All of that.
And resist the new stuff.
Don't chase the shiny objects.
Focus on making what you have better.
It's more profitable.
And become your own coach.
That was a good one.
Ask yourself what advice you'd give someone else.
And then take your own advice.
It's simple, but it works.
It really does.
So what does this mean for you, the listener?
Maybe it's time to pause that new project.
Focus on your existing one.
Make it 10% better.
Could be refining your sales script?
Or having a tough conversation.
It might not seem like much.
But small improvements add up.
Boring can be lucrative.
That's the truth.
And here's something to think about.
Okay.
Leverage isn't just about money.
Right. He focused on financial leverage.
But what about your relationships?
Or your health. Your personal growth.
How can you get more leverage there?
It's a good question.
Maybe it's delegating or automating?
Or just being more intentional.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
What resonated with you?
How can you apply leverage to your life?
Drop us a comment and let us know.
It's not about one magic answer.
It's a journey.
Experiment, iterate.
Become the best version of yourself.
One small step at a time.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Keep learning, keep growing.
And keep pushing the boundaries.
See you next time.